You know me as the host of the Too Busy to Eat show, but I'm also founder and CEO of Too Busy to Eat, the protein bar company. I make what I feel is the healthiest and best tasting protein bar on the market. So now it developed from my own frustration of not being able to find a bar that tasted good and that was extremely healthy, that I could have maybe multiple times a day if I was really busy, or I could feed my kids and not feel guilty about what they ate. So I created this bar with grass-fed whey protein, no more than 3 grams of sugar, which is all naturally occurring, and it's gluten-free, non-GMO, the list goes on. So don't take my word for it. I want you to try them. And I want to give you incentive to try them. So I'm going to give you 20% off your first order. You can get a sample bag of bars, or you can get a whole box, whatever you want. Go to my website, toobusytoeat.com. Not hard to remember. Show, the company. And enter the promo code TBTE show. TBTE show. Actually, it's a discount box when you check out, and you'll get 20% off your first order, no matter how small or large. So go to the website now, try them out, and then let me know what you think. Welcome to the Too Busy to Eat show. Man, today we have Paul Southern on the show. If you want some real practical advice on how to improve your health, Paul has got it for you. He has got a great background in fitness and nutrition. Started all the way back in the Navy. But then from there, he's had several companies. His current company, Reactive Inc., where he works with individuals and companies on getting them healthy. He's got a 12-week and a 52-week program, really life-changing programs where you don't just get that immediate change, you have life-sustaining, life-changing things happen to your body. And he's also very interesting. He is the COO of the San Fransisco Fire, which San Fransisco Fire is part of the National Professional Grid League, or the Grid League. And it's basically, it's competitions. It's I say professional CrossFit, but it's not that. It's CrossFit type workouts, but it's got weightlifting, it's got gymnastics, and they're all competing, and it's coed. It's very fascinating. So without any delay, let's get to Paul's interview. Well, Paul, thank you so much for coming on the Too Busy to Eat show. I know you're busy, and I appreciate making the time. So thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Greg.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into this interview. This is going to be fun. A lot of fun. So you had your journey to where you are today. I mean, it's taken multiple turns and different directions. So why don't you give us a little overview of how you got to where you are today?
Sure. I found the weight room at Foothill High School,
yes.
Across town from where you went to high school. No, you went to Foothill.
I'm Foothill. Yeah,
that's right. That's right. For some reason, I thought you were
not a Don.
like Pace.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I found the little Foothill weight room when I was 16 and had six period weight training, and that changed my life.
Yeah.
And I've been in health and fitness and the business of health and fitness ever since, and never stopped training. And went into the military. I was a corpsman with the Marines, and served with the grunts there, and did a lot of education and training. Corpsmen are the healthcare providers to that group. Okay. So did a lot of coaching of those guys in health subjects, and led a lot of physical training also for my groups. And decided when I got out that I wanted to focus on health and fitness and businesses that helped people get better. So right. First thing I did is I opened a active nutrition store. Right. There's 5 now in the Bay Area, and that was a health food supplement store. And shortly after that, I leased a commercial kitchen, and I started doing healthy meals. So that was early 2003. I was delivering healthy meals to people.
Wow. Right.
And then I also sold them in the store. And I had always been training people. So I turned my garage into a gym in 2003. And so I always had a little clientele. I loved helping people make transformations. So I continued to do that before I went to work. And in 2005, they had the EAS Body for Life. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Won that for $50,000. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I always said if they opened up, it was always verboten for owners of stores or retailers to participate in that in that program. So I always said if they open that up, I can win that because I've been doing this with people forever.
Yeah,
and in 2005 they let the retailers in on it, and I won. So that was really cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
And so in 2006, I had a buyer for Active Nutrition, and I sold that, and I sold the Healthy Meal Distribution Center or program business. And I had these people come into my home gym, and I needed something to do, so I leased a warehouse and I started Reactive. So Reactive was a consulting service, but it also ran a personal training gym.
Okay.
And we did, I worked with a couple of businesses to go in and provide health services and fitness services. The city of Fremont was a client, so I went in, helped them run some gyms and run some health and wellness programs there, some transformation programs, worked with police and fire there. And CrossFit came about in 2007. I got certified for CrossFit. I became a CrossFit affiliate. And so ran that for a while and really enjoyed learning that and being involved in that community. And in 2014, I sold my gym services. So Reactive, I still work with corporate and private clients doing transformation programs. So I'll go into corporations and do 12-week transformations. I also have a 52-week program, which is habit-based, which helps people create long-lasting change in their lives rather than the quick fix, because the habit of getting lean and the habit of staying lean are two different things.
Right.
So a 12-week program will help you get lean, but not a lot of people can maintain that. So I also have a program that teaches you how to stay lean.
That's important. Yeah.
So and then also in 2014, I purchased the franchise rights or the operating rights of the San Fransisco Fire, which is Grid, and that's right now we're on Comcast Sportsnet, Root Sports, BN. We've got various channels that we distribute on TV for Grid in San Francisco.
That's awesome. Yes, that's the new, and people will explain it. The National Professional Grid League is it's not this is affiliated with CrossFit, but it's CrossFit style workouts or what? Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so we're not affiliated with CrossFit. Tony Budding, who co-produced the ESPN games for CrossFit, he wanted to do this team event or this team sport. And so he split off from CrossFit and created Grid. Right. And Grid is where CrossFit has specialists. They have generalists. Right. CrossFit are the CrossFitters are the best generalists. Right. Grid brings in specialists. So you have your behemoth weightlifter, you've got your little gymnast, right? And then you have your generalists. And it's a co-ed sport that was made up. It was made for TV. Tony designed this. And you basically, your coach is like a chess player or a chess master, and he has these different pieces. It's co-ed, so you have male and female on the team, and then you move your pieces on and off the grid to try and get your work done before the other team. That's awesome. There's 11 short, fast races. Yeah, it's made for TV, so it's quick and fast and exciting. Right. Yeah, that's really neat. And then so how do you find how'd you put together a team? How did that come about? Yeah, fortunately, we have some really geeky scouts in SF. Diablo, my partners run Diablo CrossFit, and they have several locations here in the Bay Area. They're a really well-known CrossFit gym. And so they've been in the competitive CrossFit world from the beginning. They were at the Aromas Ranch when CrossFit was at the ranch. And so their coaches are really involved, know everybody out there, and they stalk Instagram. So
Yeah.
We find a lot of our athletes on Instagram. We have athletes in our gym. Our athletes know athletes. So
Right.
we've been involved in this space for a long time, and we're able to bring our team together through those means. Grid also has combines and pro days too, where people that want into this ecosystem can come and show us their goods.
Right, and try out and show them. But that's awesome. It's a sport. I mean, you got your, like you would in football or baseball, you have your position players, you have guys or gals that shine, and that's actually unique. Having a co-ed sport where they're all competing at the same time, that's pretty unique.
Yeah, it's great to see in Grid when a guy is going against the gal.
Yeah.
And the race is neck and neck, and sometimes the gal wins, and sometimes the guy wins. And,
man.
It's super cool.
Oh, I was in, I love CrossFit. I was involved in it. There was plenty of girls that just dusted me in certain events. Yeah. My wife will school me most of the time. Let's lift heavy. That's right. Yeah, let's go deadlift. Okay,
right.
Let's balance it out. Yeah,
it's funny because when I got out of the military, we ran 3 days a week. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like 5 a.m. we were running. Yeah. So I got out. I was a really fast runner. I could do 3 miles in 18 minutes.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's fast.
She wasn't that fast. She was a swimmer. She swam in college, and so I would tease her a little bit. And now she smokes me though.
Yeah,
payback. I used to tell her, I don't want to run with you. You're too slow.
That's the same. I tell my wife, she's like fine wine. She gets better with age, and I'm going the opposite direction, and she's getting better.
Yeah,
like, this isn't good. But that's really cool. Now, you have a lot of experience in fitness, nutrition, and have you consulting and putting together programs? Have key principles popped up for you that really stand out in difference between being, healthy and unhealthy?
Oh, for sure. From a personal standpoint, sleep. So many people are sleep deprived. I mean, if you don't get at least 6.5 hours of sleep a night, you're going to carry twice the body fat of people that you're more rested individuals.
Right.
So that's been shown in studies to be significant. So definitely get your sleep. Coming out of the military world, sleep was kind of a luxury, and I've come to appreciate how much sleep can do for you, from your thought process to feeling better to lifting more weights. Stress, I've been beat down by stress before, and so taking 5 minutes a day to breathe deeply and reflect on how I'm feeling is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and how I'm feeling, and connect my mind and body. That's important. It's kind of foo-foo stuff. I used to think, and
very scientific.
Right. Very scientific now. And then being of service, I think, having a purpose in your life really, I think is a principle to staying healthy and young and vibrant.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, having a reason to get up.
Yeah, and then exercise and nutrition, of course, what I do. I mean, you and I both believe that eating right and exercising will cure most of the problems out there in society, and most of the health issues. So
that's people always looking for the fountain of youth. I'm like, if you want it, there you go. Fitness. I mean, you got to take care of your sleep. You talk about stress levels, and it takes care of some stuff. But you eat well, and you exercise, and you keep moving. Put the right things in your body, and you're going to have an extended life. And it's not just extended life; it's an extended, enjoyable life.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you're fulfilled because you're energetic, you're energized, you feel good. You make a bigger imprint in the world because you're more active. You have more things you're doing.
For sure.
Yeah, and you can accomplish more.
Yep.
Well, all the things things you're balancing. You're the CEO of the San Fransisco Fire. You're still doing your Reactive Inc. with the consulting. You've got a lot of different things with you. So
irons in the fire.
Irons in the fire. That's right.
Yeah. Right.
So you find. Do you find that you go through waves where you see that effect of nutrition and fitness in your active life? I mean, you see it playing out?
Oh, for sure. I can't be effective if I'm not, as crazy as I make my life, I can't be effective if I'm not eating right and if I'm not exercising. If those start to slip, then my grasp on everything else starts to slip. So that's first and foremost.
Right.
I work out every morning at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. Your buddy Pace joins me.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot to take.
Yeah.
That early in the morning, that's a lot.
No way, man. It's good energy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
And then I'm always focused on eating well. And I notice as soon as I start to stray from my program, I get a little brain fog. I get cloudy.
Yep.
And it just it's not helpful. So, yeah.
And so you exercise, you're down, you do kind of CrossFit style workouts or CrossFit?
I do. I didn't know. I actually separate. I do primarily strength work.
Yeah. Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
So I like Easy Strength by Dan John.
Okay.
And so when I do strength work, I focus on strength work, and then I do conditioning work where I'll bring in CrossFit workouts. And then I also like running. Like I was talking about, I ran a lot in the military. So a couple days a week, Tuesday, Thursday mornings, I get up early and run at the butt crack of dawn.
Yeah.
And, that really, oxygenates my brain. And,
absolutely.
And keeps me sharp.
Right. I was just talking to a doctor, basically a brain doctor, that talked about neurogenesis, that 30 minutes or more of cardiovascular exercise is where you're going to get that neurogenesis, a generation of new brain cells, which is a new phenomenon. They didn't know that our brain cells actually do regenerate and create new, but we have to maximize that. And cardiovascular training is one of those methods. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I feel great after running. And then I've got an Airdyne at home too, which is the evil bike. And so. Oh,
those are brutal. I mean, they're great and terrible all the same.
Yeah. Tabata sprints on the Airdyne is fantastic.
Oh gosh. Yes. Yeah. That is good. So you're always that. So what about you have a busy schedule. You got a family. How does nutrition play a role? Like how do you, I don't want to say fit, but fit your nutrition in, and what do you do to maintain your level of health?
Yeah. Well, fortunately I work at home.
Right.
So, I have a morning routine where I go and I work out, and then I come and I make breakfast for the whole family. I get the family up. So that takes care of that. And then I do a lot of planning and prep for my meals.
Okay.
So I think that's where a lot of people fail in their nutrition is they don't know how and when they're going to get good food.
Right.
So they default to what's in their environment, and that tends to be, what's out there.
Yeah.
If you're planning to get good food, then you're not. It's hard to find. So
yes, you end up with McDonald's. Yeah,
yeah. So it's a big priority for us to do a Sunday ritual where we go shopping and we fill our refrigerator with good foods. We prep foods, so we have vegetables that we grab. We put things in our environment so that when we're tired and fatigued, that the foods are always there to grab.
Right.
So meal prep is a big thing. And we batch cook stuff. So we'll batch cook chili. My wife does a great chili. We'll crock pot stuff, and that stuff will be in the refrigerator that we can just grab and go.
Yeah.
I like I do a red beans and rice with like a free range burger.
Okay.
That I like. So
that's great. Yeah. So you prep, plan, cook, shop. Get that. That's a
meal prep and shopping. That's huge.
That's your biggest to be healthy. And you have to. The next step, I guess, or the step before that, is buy the right stuff, and you can do that by buying real food. You buy food that's not in boxes, and then you go and you get it ready. Yeah, that is you do those things, and you're way ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And then there's places when I'm out in town that I know I can get good food. Whole Foods sponsored the San Fransisco Fire this year. So I'm a big fan of Whole Foods. I go in there and they've got that fantastic organic salad bar that I crush. It's awesome. So whenever I'm running around, I'll look on my phone and find a Whole Foods and have a lunch there. And then there's different places around here where I know I can get, good
rhythm. Yeah.
Whole food.
Right. So what, right now, going back to your current ventures with Reactive Inc. and the San Fransisco Fire, What is your main focus right now? Reactive Inc. Your main focus is that corporate clients, those helping organizations get healthy.
Yeah. So I'll go in, and right now I'm working with 200 to 300 employee businesses that don't have super robust health and wellness programs.
Yeah.
I can go in and work with their employees and get them much healthier, much fitter, more vibrant. The stuff works. You get less sick days. You get happier employees when they're eating right and they're exercising. So I have several products. I have the 12-week program, which I'll go in and I'll do body fat measurements on people, and then we'll run for 3 months, and I'll do weekly seminars to them, and I'll give them support materials, and then we'll weigh in and they'll see the big results. Yeah. And then I have a 52-week program that is delivered digitally anywhere in the world. So I work on this platform. I work with people all over the world, and I have a bunch of people doing that. So then I'll roll them into that, and that's an education where every day they get information to support the habit that they're working on.
Right.
So it continues with this habit-based coaching. So for my 12-week program, I'll give them a habit a week for 12 weeks to work on. Just focus on that one thing, right? Because the reason why diets don't work, if I give you a diet, is it's all of these different habits that you have to incorporate to make that diet work. So you do it for a month, and then you're like, screw this, I'm back to doing what I was doing, right? The two products that I have that I work with corporations are the 12-week transformation product, and then the 52-week coaching educational piece that comes after that.
That's great.
I talked to you about the getting lean and staying lean.
Yes.
So the 12-week helps people get lean, and then the 52-week helps people stay lean and understand what it's all about.
And I think the key thing I heard you say about is that education component, because if you're, you can transform somebody and take them through a process, but if they don't know how to maintain it, I mean, I love that combination you have. It's that's what's going to make it life changing for people.
There's a really good book called Switch, and it's about basically the way the brain works. And so in that book, they talk about the elephant and the rider. And you've got your prefrontal cortex, your executive decision-making process of your brain, right? That's your adult in your head.
Yeah.
And so that's your rider. And then you have your subconscious self, your emotional self, right? All of the things that happen in the back end without you really knowing what's going on. That's about 90% of what we do, right? Is these habits.
That's your. Yeah.
And so when you want to do something new, your rider starts pulling on the elephant's reins, going, hey, let's go down this new path. But if you don't get those two in lockstep, if the elephant doesn't understand what's going on, it spooks and it runs back to the old path. Yeah. So my program is designed to get the elephant and the rider going down the new path and to stay on that path. Mm-hmm. And to do that, you have to work with the way the brain works, and you have to educate people, and you have to explain to people what's in it for them and get them on their own program. If people are living a life to somebody else's external rules, it's never going to last.
Right.
So if you teach these people how to live according to their own internal rules, then that's where the magic happens. That's
life-changing. Yes, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that illustration, and I love the approach. That's great. Tell me a little. I'm fascinated with the Grid League, and so tell us a little bit about what's going on. Like, I know you just finished up season 2.
Season 3.
Season 3. Yeah. That's right. Season 2 and season 3 just wrapped up. If somebody wants to check this out, what's first of all, how would you find out more about what's going on now, and then what's coming up?
Sure. Well, you can go to npgl.com and you can see the teams and get information there. We're on Comcast Sportsnet in California, so you can go there. You can watch high def matches. So we're broadcasting now Root Sports in Colorado and Utah and areas outside of California. BN Sports Network. So if you have the sports package, BN is part of that package, and we broadcast on BN. We have some digital stuff. I believe we're going to start streaming on Amazon here in the next week. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
hopefully that happens.
Hopefully.
I'm told that it's about to happen. So
okay, that's great. And
then next year, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and what's coming up?
So next year we are looking at states that want to have us and host us. So Utah was a great host, and our athletes really enjoyed Provo and living there and staying there. What we're doing now is we're flying everybody into a central location, and we're filming the season. So all the teams come, and it's a big party in the hotel. It's a great environment for the athletes. They train and compete for a month. And so we're out there looking at different places to host this environment.
Yeah. And so the plan is find your spot. You guys are there for a month, everything, all the competition's done, and then then it releases throughout the fall.
So that's what we're doing now. Whether that we'll be back in Provo, I don't know. We might be in another state. There's different states have different incentives for filming stuff in their region. So
that's exciting.
That's what we're looking at right now.
To me, it's an exciting sport. It's with the combination of the popularity of CrossFit, and then you get that team sport aspect. I mean, it's really exciting.
And it's also an outlet for, like, if you're a weightlifter, how do you make money?
Right. Yeah.
Like you go to the Olympics and you get sponsors. But I mean, not a lot of weightlifters are making any money for what they do, right? It's a passion and they love it. So now we're an outlet where, I mean, we're not paying you big bucks, but you can make some cash and be on TV and doing what you love and
competing,
hanging out. And it's fun as hell too.
And
And gymnasts, same thing. I mean, you can go to Cirque du Soleil, and we've got some of those athletes, and then there's the Olympic route. But, if you're a college gymnast, then what do you do?
What's next?
Allows you to hang out and have fun and get paid and go on adventures.
Yeah, very exciting. And those athletes are no less dedicated than any other professional athlete. I mean, it's, if you're a basketball, football player, the time that a weightlifter, gymnast, CrossFit out, I mean, the time they spend doing those activities is just, they're as dedicated as anybody else. So it's great. It's a great benefit for them to get, even if it's a little exposure and some money to keep them.
I think of them as working class heroes. They're just in there. I mean, they're the hardest working athletes out there in the gym every day, grinding away.
Right.
And, there's not a lot of money to be made in this ecosystem. So we hope to change that. We hope Grid catches on so that we can enfranchise these guys and get them paid and get them sponsors more so than they have now.
Yeah. But your athletes now, I mean, there's no doubt, you think back the early days of football and basketball, like they're doing it because they love it, because they're not making a lot. So pretty refreshing, to have somebody just do it because they love it. But it would be good if they got paid a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So if you were to take if a busy person's coming, they're unhealthy and they want to start on the road to health, and you're going to give them one piece of advice where to start, what would you tell them?
Well, people usually know what their biggest limiting factor is.
Yeah.
So I tell them to sit down for 5 minutes and close their eyes and breathe deeply and think about where they think they can make the biggest change in their life, and then focus on one thing at a time. So, if you're crushing a pint of ice cream every night, you probably know that's holding you back. Right. And so it's hard to tell people not to do things. So I wouldn't say stop eating ice cream, but I would say, hey, is there something else you could do at night besides eating ice cream? Maybe it's a bowl of fruit, right? So
replace
instead of why.
Right.
So think about what your biggest limiting factor is, and think about how you can do something different. So rather than saying, I'm not going to do that, say, I'm going to do this instead. So that's probably what I would encourage people to do. And don't take on a million things at once. Just focus on that one thing. And if you continue to crush your biggest limiting factors, then you'll make a lot of progress.
That's awesome, because it's really personalized. It's to that individual. I mean, it's really gonna come from them, and that's like you found, and I know definitely if it's coming from them, the chances of that really impacting and staying in their lives is way higher. That's great.
It's imperative, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Paul, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. It was fantastic. I loved all the information you got. Hopefully we'll get people to, get the San Francisco Fire banners, and, we would love for that to take place. And then best place, people want to find out more. We mentioned that before. You got the npgl.com for the National Grid League. And then Reactive Inc. If people want to find more information about your consulting business out there.
reactivefitness.com.
Reactivefitness.com.
Yeah. And I work with private individuals and corporations.
Oh, good. So that was 12-week, 52-week. Those can be individual or large corporations or any size, because you can.
Yeah. And anywhere in the world too.
That's great. Well, Paul, thanks again. Love to have you on the show.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you for your time.
Best of luck with your new business.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye.